Welcome to Define You Radio After Dark Conversations, where real people have unfiltered conversations about the topics that influence the way we think, feel, and move.
Welcome to After Dark Conversations. I'm your host, Valencia Griffin-Wallace. After Dark is where we have unfiltered conversations about everything. If you like the show, go ahead, subscribe, and share with your friends, family, and foes. We're not going to waste any time. We're just going to get into it. I'm here with my queen friend, Miss Lyvonne Copeland.
Hi, guys. So excited to be here.
I'm excited that we get to have like a private/public conversation. I don't know how I feel about what we're talking about tonight, because we're going to touch on Breonna Taylor, the verdict, just a little bit, and then we're going to talk a little politics. So it's going to be really interesting. Even though this is not classes in session, we're going to be saying some good stuff, so y'all should still be ready to take notes, I think.
Exactly.
So I'm in my feelings. I'm not surprised in regards to the verdict with Breonna Taylor.
Well, I saw this post and I thought it summed it all up. No one was surprised. We was just, a little disheartened though. It's like, man, but at the end of the day, it's like, did you really expect anything different? I mean, you hear this saying, when people show you who they are, believe them. This was one of those moments. We've seen what our judicial system is like. So why would we believe that they were going to do something different?
And this is my honest feelings. I just thought with the climate, right? How things are going in 2020. I would think that at least one of them, like, I thought they were going to do something, at least act like, just like with George Floyd's case, at least act like you're going to do something like that. That was my mindset. And for some reason, her case hit me harder than anything. I guess, being a Black woman, she was just in her home. Somebody come busting up in your house. So her case hit me harder than anything. But honestly, when they said, when they announced the whole $12 million settlement, and they were preparing for, however they worded it or whatever, I knew once the settlement, when I heard about the settlement, I was like, nope, Valencia, don't even think like that. It's not going to happen. They don't want this kind of drama right now. Like, I knew. And it sucks.
I'm with you. And that's what I was about to say. When I heard, was it last week or week before last, when they came out and said that they had, finalized the civil suit, that the city had, I guess, agreed upon what they were going to pay out. I knew then that we wasn't going to see anything different, because it's almost like we're going to pay you and we're going to be done with it. It's like we've done this. And I don't know, because I don't know the family. I don't know all the behind the scenes, but a lot from what I've seen on television. And of course, this is just on television. 9 times out of 10, when they have already paid, they have come to their decision. And usually they tell the family, or the family has agreed that we will take this and settle it. And, they kind of know what the outcome. So I don't know in this case if the family knew, what was going to come. But I just felt it deep in my core that once that settlement had been made, it's like, okay, we good. We done paid them. So that's we're not even gonna go there, but yeah,
Well,
I agree.
I mean, I want to go there just a little bit, like, because you see a lot of times in these cases, there's a settlement, there's money, and then you don't hear anything else. And, you know, to each his own. I'm not pointing a finger at anybody, but there's no amount of money that could shut me up, shut me down, keep me from doing whatever when it comes to the person I love being, period. So let's say, you know, even with, you know, life insurance, there's not enough. And do you think the family is, I'm gonna just say it's after dark. It is what it is. Do you think the families are wrong for taking a settlement?
That's why I was hoping we were about to go there. I was trying not to go there, but I was like, if she goes down, we're going to go ahead and step up. We're going to go on and step in here. So let me just go ahead and just put the big toe on in, because we go ahead and step on in here. So my feelings, of course, like you said, this is after dark. And of course, these are our opinions and our personal feelings. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to like them. Everyone is entitled to it. But first, and I have two things to go with that. First, I look at when the settlement comes about. If you look at it, we have, and when I say we, I mean us as a Black people have said it. It's what we've demonstrated, and it's what we've accepted, is that we can be paid off. Give us some money, we're gonna be quiet. We've been saying this since slavery. I need my, cattle on the hill, just give me my 4 mules and my acres, just give me, it's almost been, that's what they expect. And that's what people know, that we could just pay them off and they're going to be good. But when are we going to see a family that says, you know what? No, keep your money. I want justice. You can have your $1 million, 2 million, 10 million, 20 million, whatever it is, because like you said, there's no amount of money that can cause me to say, you know what, I'm good. Because what they do, what I've seen, and this is what I've seen from what society have displayed to us, is that they increase the money, where they may say, well, we're going to give them 2 million. Back in the day, you think about what Rodney King, or back in the day of other people some people hadn't even got that much. People have been wrongly, jailed, and they get a couple of $1,000 or $10,000. But it's almost like we can give them money and they're going to be quiet and they'll leave it alone. Because then I feel like you paying me to shut up. You can't pay for my daughter's life. You can't pay for my son's life. No amount of money you're going to give me is going to bring them back. But what you can do is give me justice.
And what, kind of going back to what you just said, is, you understand what I'm saying? Like, so it's almost like it's no words, and it pisses me off with the family. It pisses me off that as soon as something happened, the lawyers swoop in. But I have a bigger problem, because it's not coming out of the cops' salary or pension. That would be,
it ain't hurting them,
right? And so maybe if they change the laws or whatever, to say, okay, this happens, this is your, we taking your house, it's going to your pension, whatever else, then maybe some of them cuss words would think twice. But it pisses me off, because I pay taxes on the house, on everything else, and basically it's like they're getting money that we paid, and we didn't commit the crime. Right. We didn't do the crime, but all of us doing the time. And I don't understand why these quote unquote Blue Lives Matter people, or whatever, people that don't even know what the heck they talking about, why they don't look at it like if you don't look at it like from a human perspective, from a financial perspective. That may be why your city have potholes, because it's taking all the tax money to pay off things that these cops and whoever else has done. And I'm going to say cops because if you don't mace a Karen, I don't know what to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
That's my,
I know.
And then I have another question. Who gets the money? Who, when they say we paid the family of Breonna Taylor or whoever else, who does it go to? Are they dividing it against go ahead.
Is it the executive? I think usually, like if the parent, you know, if they're married, the spouse, I think it would go to whoever the executive of that state is. So either a parent, and if the person is married, then it would be their spouse. But I mean, like you said, Valencia, it's no words because what I think about, okay, so what if they give the family $12 million? They give it to the mother, but then you got a spouse or a boyfriend that was just equally impacted that may feel like, well, I'm privy to a portion, and you get family, and then the money just ends up tearing the family even further apart. Because like you said, it's not like the money is going to one person, but someone may feel like, well, what if it goes to the mother and the mother has never been in this person's life? And they think, well, why are they going to just come in and swoop in and get, you know, this set amount of money, you know, and that is something they don't never give you the full details of. And usually the family or whoever the money is given to, they usually give them gag orders onto it, so that they can't even discuss how much they settled for. They can't discuss the terms of the deal. So we don't know in any case, and I'm not just talking about the Breonna Taylor case, but any case, when you hear them say that they've come to a settlement agreement, we don't know what has been said. From what I've seen on television shows, of course, sometimes they will tell them what is about to happen, well, to keep this from going to court. And because all this is going on, we're going to go to this, you know, like you said, the lawyers swoop in with all their legal jargon, and then you are just signing away for a dollar sign. And like you said, who gets the money? And then have anyone ever followed up to see what families that have gotten large sums of money from officers or from these types of cases, what happens to the family after this?
That would be very interesting for somebody to look into.
Mm-hmm. I would like to know that.
I want to say, well, I'm not going to say it because I'm not sure. As far as with Eric Gardner's daughters, I want to say maybe one of them died or something like that. I'm not sure. But this kind of, okay, remember Atiana Jefferson? I think that was her last name, in Texas, where like one of the neighbors sent the cops to do a wellness check. Mm-hmm. And she was up playing something with her nephew or something like that. Mm-hmm. It was last year maybe, right? And I remember her dad got on the news and was like, I don't forgive nothing, like her family was not having it. And this is the thing with that. Well, both of her parents that wasn't having it, they died not too long after. Now, people with your conspiracies, I have my own. But see, finally, you had a black family that was like, keep your money. We don't care about this. We don't care about that. We want justice for our child who had every right to defend herself or be in her own house at 12, 11, whatever time of night it was. And like, I want to say both of her parents had like some sort of heart problems not too long after that. And this was around the time of the Botham Jean case, and you know his family came out, we're Christians and we forgive the officer and everything else. And we'll definitely have a conversation about that.
Started that.
I forgive nothing. Somebody better talk to my older cousin. I was in about 8th grade. She kicked my dog. I didn't forgive her. I promptly whooped her tail, and you know it is what it is. So if I don't forgive somebody from, no, I'm sorry. we're gonna have to have that conversation. But it was around the same time, and this was after his family went on a whole I Forgive the Oppressor tour. That her situation happened, and her dad and her family was basically like, we forgive nothing. And a couple of months later, and I'd have to look up the timeline, or better yet, y'all do the work, look up the timeline between when she got killed to when her parents died. Hashtag aliens, come get me now. Or come get whoever belonged to you. I'm not sure who belonged to the aliens. However, you just come on. Just come on.
Just come on.
So that's
So, I mean, I really would like to see some of the data, statistics, something that tells us. I would like to hear the information, like what really happens, because we've seen numerous cases where people have been given large sums of money, and then we know it just from in our own community, personal. People can, get a $10,000 life insurance because someone died, and that tears a family apart. So I can only imagine what millions, hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars can do. So I would like to see what happened. And like you, I would like to know more, like, why is it everything else is public? Why is that part not public record?
Well, I think with the money, for the ones that accepted or whatever, I want to say with Eric Gardner case, I don't know if it was a settlement in that case, but I think his daughter spoke out for a long time. So there must not have been a, an NDA or whatever.
A gag order?
Yeah, in regards to that. But it's like something happens, only the ones that become a big case and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, let's settle this. And the families pretty much disappear.
You don't hear anything else, right? Right.
Nothing. So maybe somebody need to just check on them, make sure they still around.
I know. Like, sis, you okay? One of those, something.
I think what makes it worse is the people accepting the money. Yeah. Right? Which is one of the reasons why I'm not the protest type. And that's a whole other show. But to those who protested and everything else, I support you, pat you on your back, all of the above. But that's not me. You have to decide what action you could take and whatever else. But like I said, that's another show. But what I was saying before that. Oh, so you get, the ones that get the settlements. And like I said, you don't hear anything else. And it's, I don't even know. And then I guess this is kind of a segue into the politics. We definitely gonna revisit that, because one of the things that kind of, pee me off, and I'm gonna watch my words a little bit, is because you get the people that say stuff like, Black lives will matter when they start mattering to us. What? What does the left foot have to do with the right foot? Make it make sense.
Exactly.
And because some people, I mean, that's like saying, okay, so that's like saying all lives matter, or like white lives matter or whatever. Nobody's shouting at white people that white lives don't matter when they're the ones. It's after dark. Y'all get offended. This ain't the show for you. But they're the ones doing the mass shootings, killing mostly people that look like them. Ain't nobody hollering that.
Exactly.
So I don't want to hear that Black lives matter when Black lives matter to us. My Black life has been mattering since 1977.
As soon as I came into this world, it mattered.
And go back 9 months, because I was born in February, so I could say since 1976. But people use that broad argument like this, the police, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I look at in my where I live, and it's so, you'll have somebody got a Trump flag, somebody got a Black Lives Matter flag, the other person got a blue light, and okay, so let me tell you, because some people don't know, and this may not always be the case, because somebody told me that a blue light could stand for somebody selling drugs or whatever. I don't know, but if somebody have a blue light, that is that's like them saying Blue Lives Matter. Because, see, a lot of people don't know that. And a lot of times people don't want to put that Blue Lives Matter flag at their house or whatever else. So if they have like a blue, like one of your outside lights. Yeah, that's what that means. So y'all done learned something. Oh, yeah, I went to Google for that. Because I was like.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Because like how they got the red light special, and you hear different things, watch enough shows, you're like, okay, lights mean something. Somebody's slinging drugs or porn. And I went and looked it up, and yep, that's what it means. So yeah. So now you're gonna be looking at every house with you.
I know, because I didn't know that. Now I just wanted, because of course I like to do a little research and stuff while we're talking. And I did want to say, I did look up with Eric Gardner's, his everything that happened, with his death and what happened. And in that one, they actually did strip the cop and took his job. But one of the things I did see, I went down because you can actually look at the civil lawsuit. They did file a civil lawsuit in October of 2014, a wrongful death lawsuit. And at that time, it was against the police department and several of the officers, and they were seeking $75 million in damage. But apparently that didn't work out. But the parties reached a $5.9 million out of court settlement on July. But it did note in here that previously his wife had rejected a $5 million settlement. And just going to go ahead and put my toe in it, just step on in it a little bit. It's almost like you get this game is played to see how, like, let's make a deal. Let me see how much money, I'll just keep raising it because I know I'll get to that number that will make you forget all of this and make everything go away. So, yeah.
Did you hear me hum? I want to make sure it was audible. Okay.
I did.
But
it's because I'm thinking, okay, yeah, we just gonna leave it right there. But it leaves me with a lot of questions and concerns, like really what's happening behind the scenes, and why have we made it okay to be paid off, to be paid to be quiet, or paid to go away, or to just leave it alone?
I think if we could, Rodney King comes to mind. I don't recall anything before him, and I guess because it was in the 90s, and I remember that. But he got his money, and and I don't know the order of events with Rodney King. Like, if the "can we all just get along" came before or after he got money. Because remember, they were rioting and tearing it down. So I think from there, it set a precedent that, because like a lot of times you'll even hear people's family or whoever, they wouldn't want you to riot just for them. Baby, who? How you know? How you know what they want? They not here no more. Did they reach back from the grave and say, tell them not to riot or protest in my name?
No.
You should see the side. This one of them things that I'm glad it wasn't live, but it should have been live, because so people could see my face at that moment. Don't speak for me after I'm dead. Talking about what I wouldn't want. You better read one of my journals. And anybody that know me and be like, yeah. But that leads me into the segue. the segue into the next part, because, and I didn't listen. I did not listen, but I saw where Joe Biden made his comments about it. He went to visit Jacob Blake's family and all of that. Like, I'm so, like, at this point, I'm like, anybody else, is it too late for me to get in to run for president? Because, real talk.
Because it's like, surely I could do a better job.
I mean, at least I could. I mean, they're not even, neither one of them, neither Trump nor Biden, like faking like they could do a better job. It's kind of like, look, your choices, bad or badder.
Exactly. It's like you pick the worst of two evils.
And it's like, who is that? Two-Face that had a coin with the same face on both sides, one of them Batman characters. Basically, that's what I look at. That's what I'm looking at, because I'm looking at Joe Biden. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. What? I've been black since 1976 when I was in the womb.
Exactly.
But the audacity for him to even say that, and some of the stuff he's done, like, this is my thing, right, with Trump. I would rather, because if people don't pay attention and do a lot of research, but there's things that Joe Biden has said, worried about the safety of his grandma. I can't think of what all he said in that speech. We already know Kamala, whatever her name said. I'm not doing nothing for black people, but all of a sudden you got black girl, magic girl, sit down. These are, like, I'd rather at this point pull out my eyebrow hairs individually with my finger.
No.
And I don't like pain. If y'all know me, I don't fool with my eyebrows. It's too tender a spot. But at this point, that's where I'm at, because, like, Trump is a curse word. He don't try to cover it up, fake whatever. It is what it is. Like, I would rather know you don't like me than you fake like you like me by telling me stuff like, you ain't black if you don't vote for me. What level of black? Because there's levels to blackness, Joe Biden.
Maybe he was talking about the brown paper bag challenge or something. I don't know.
So he had to be talking about something else. What are your thoughts at this point? I'm waiting for something to happen for it to be like 2020 has been a whole joke out here.
I know, like, okay, y'all, we was just kidding. Y'all come on, we're gonna get it. 2020 is now. That was just the prerequisite for it. Y'all good. Come on, we ready to start this decade. I've had a hard time with this, especially this election process, because I do feel like I never felt like we had two great choices. I never felt like we had two good choices. Like, when I could just 100% say this, that I could get up and speak and say this, here, this, and this, this is why you should vote for this person. And this is what they've done. And this is what they said. And it made me think about, and I will say this because you never know who is listening. I am a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha. So yes, I love, support Senator Harris. However, I've said this. I said this back in when we were having the elections for Obama, and when Obama and Hillary Clinton was running. The one thing I would tell people, don't vote for Obama just because he's black. Learn what he stands for. Learn and understand what his platform is. Don't be, because there were, friends of mine, they were strong Hillary supporters. Don't vote for Hillary just because you want to see a woman in the White House or a woman as president. Now, yes, I love that Obama could represent, a man of color being in the White House, because I have a black son. So I love the idea that he has that. Before, when we didn't tell our kids, you could be anything but the president. I remember this as a child. You could be anything that you wanted to. Oh, but you can't be the president because they're going to shoot you before you can get to the inauguration. That's what we were told. So I love that idea. I love the idea of Hillary running for president, having a woman, because yes, I'm gold woman power, girl power. I understand that. However, we are in a time right now in 2020 where if it has not taught us anything else, you better be a fact finder. You better check the facts. You better read the statistics, the data, the information. You better dig and dig deep, because one of the things I do know is that a lot of people have hidden their true colors, and true colors are beginning to shine.
Yep.
I remember someone, when we were having our South Carolina primary, someone was like, "Oh, you voted for Biden in the primary." And I'm not ashamed to say, I was like, no, I'm sorry at that, because I did not feel he was a strong enough candidate. If you really want someone to beat Trump and get him out of office, I was like, I needed y'all to bring me some more options, because ain't nothing you showed me right now was good. That's just like me sitting down with a steak dinner, and I don't eat steak, but this is just for analogy, just for those of you food, addicts. Me sitting down to a steak dinner, and then you come up and you got a bologna sandwich and you got some hot dogs, you got all these other things, and you're like, I'm going to give you all of this if you come over to this restaurant. I'm sorry, if you want me to come over there, you're going to have to give me something that's going to entice me, that I can see is beneficial, and that I can say, oh, I can get with this. Because while I may be sitting in the steakhouse, but if you come and bring me some seafood, some Cajun, our chicken Alfredo, I might be like, we could see the steak later because I like pasta, But I just think we have to, when you look at the election right now, and I'm looking at the candidates, and this is what has been plaguing me, is because you have two candidates that are telling you not to vote for the other candidate, but they're not telling you why. Why is, how are you voting for me? How is that going to be better for you? Don't tell me don't vote for Trump just because we need to get Trump out the White House. I need some more reasons. Don't tell me to vote for Biden just because he's going to get Trump out the White House. What is he going to do? I need to know some facts. I need to know some information. Tell me, what is his platform? What programs, what systems do he have in place? And so my thing is, and I did share this with someone else, when looking at, I felt like if Biden was going to be the running mate, then I really felt like I need to look at who his vice president was going to be, because I didn't know if he was going to be able to withstand the test of time.
Like in a health way?
Yeah, that's why I said I'm just going to leave it right there. So, and that's my honest opinion. That's my opinion, and that's my feelings. So for anyone that is a Biden supporter or anyone that is a Trump supporter, there are a lot of people that are like me, that we want to know who we can support and we can be a ride or die for. But I need y'all to give me some facts, because I know, like you say, we know what Trump is about, because he shoots straight from the hip.
Right.
He's telling you, we've seen it. So like we said earlier, when somebody showed you who they are, you take them for their word. So if any person, and I put this out here, anyone or any person from either party that are strong supporters, just give me some facts. I need some information. I need to know. I need more than we got to get Trump out that White House. So
Right.
that's why you should vote for Biden. We need to do this. That's why you should vote for Trump. Yes. I want to know what policies we're going to put in place, what systems, what are we going to do? What are we going to do about this stuff? Yeah. And I right now, 2020 is not the year to wing it.
But like you said, when it comes to, and I think with Corona, COVID going
whatever
on,
you want to call it
pandemic,
nowadays.
with the pandemic going on, people are becoming more politically aware.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some of us that's like, we gonna vote Democrat no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or we gonna vote Republican no matter what. And
yes.
I think you need to look at, interests. Is this going along with my lifestyle, the lifestyle I want to lead? Is this protecting me and my family? And if Trump came out tomorrow and said, okay, look, y'all vote for me, I'm going to implement this policy that any officer or whatever, this is what happens, XYZ, that it made sense, he get the black vote.
I can see that.
And that is one of our number one. It's like our number one concerns aren't being addressed. I don't care about, I don't care about the wall, me being 100. I don't care about immigrant rights. I really don't. So
I want to know what you're going to do for me right now.
Yeah. What you gonna do for me? What you gonna do for my son? Are you gonna make college free? Like, how is this gonna benefit my grandkids? And
exactly.
Lord knows, I don't want to say I love everybody, because I think to say that that's not true. But I feel like everybody should have equal rights across the board. That's not the case. That's not the world we live in. So what are you gonna do to make it equal to you? Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do? We can't even get no more than $1,200. Hello, my mortgage is more than that.
Girl,
come with it. Let's talk. What we pay for insurance every month is probably a whole mortgage somewhere else. But so, like, are you gonna like, how you gonna help people? That's what I don't like either. Like, when a lot of politicians get to talking to people of a certain demographics, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Because just because that, we make over $25,000 a year, guess what? We still got bills.
Exactly.
Or like, I don't like that. Like, what have you done for me lately? What are you going to do for me now? I feel some kind of way. Can I get my Social Security back that I paid in the system since I was working since I was 13? And I don't know if it's going to even be around when I retire.
Exactly.
Talk to me. Like, run me my money. You don't have to give me no stimulus. Give me my Social Security money. And FICA, whatever that is. Do they still take FICA out of people's tax? How about a year tax-free until the pandemic is over, where regardless of your income, we're not going to take any federal or state taxes? Let's try that. Because not only will that, I could Valencia for president. I don't even need security.
Yes.
I don't even need security.
No,
I got Benji. Look, I got Benji and other stuff. So I'm just saying.
Exactly.
He could win the election, either one of them, by just saying that.
Yeah.
No taxes, no payroll taxes, no federal taxes, whatever, for a year, to give everybody a chance. And guess what? That's going to stimulate the, how much money extra I would have if we didn't have to pay any. You understand what I'm saying? That I'm going to stimulate the economy. Guaranteed.
Exactly. My God, honey, yes.
Whew. And I was disappointed with Obama. Now, I know I'm a little bit more free to say certain things. But I look at Obama at first, and this is, this is kind of like after the breakup, and you kind of meditate and thinking about the relationship, and then come out like, dang, I ain't getting nothing out of that. That's really what he looked good. He sounded good. He had swag.
But I got to keep my kids on our insurance till they're 26.
Wait, what?
I got to keep my kids on our insurance until they're 26.
Oh, you talking about dealing with Obama?
Yeah, that's the only thing I can give you.
That's what you got out of
it?
I don't even remember that far.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can give you. Sorry.
And the thing is, guess what? Trayvon Martin died on his watch. Mm-hmm. So his speech is, Trayvon Martin could have been my son. Did nothing. You could have passed something. Mm-hmm. And I think, and honestly, everybody feel different. But some people, he was our first black president. He was mixed. Mm-hmm. And that's everybody to each his own. Some people feel like if you got black in you black. They got black people with 2 black parents that ain't black. There's levels to blackness. Yes. Shoot. But I think that at this point, like I said, is come on now. Just run me my Social Security money. That's it. I need to pull that up and see how much I paid into the system.
Girl, honey. Like you said, you think back when you first started working. How long?
I was 13, paying taxes at 13.
Yeah.
I feel like at least give me what I paid from 13 to legal working age.
Exactly. Something. I just feel...
Go ahead.
I just feel like we just, I guess and I know I'm not the only person that's feeling this way, but it's like, I think, was it Pat Benatar who had the song, like, I'm looking for a hero? I'm waiting for someone. I'm waiting for somebody to just come up and say, like, these are the facts. These are the facts for candidate A, and these are the facts for candidate B. Give me something that I can hang my hat on. Give me something that I can say, okay, I can do 4 years or 8 years with this person. Because they have the heart of the people. And I guess that's my problem, especially with the state that our world is in right now. I haven't heard a candidate that had the heart of the people. And, and I would say even right now, it's not just Black people that are hurting.
Yeah.
There are people that are hurting, that are wanting answers, and they are looking for a hero.
It's just, just take me off the planet.
Yeah. I'm like my friend posted, like, aliens, just come on and get me, because this ain't working.
I'm 2020, I came into 2020, it's the year of vision, and 2020 gonna be a year, a new decade, so on and so forth. But I think we all looked at the vision a different way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think 2020 is really the year that we all got clearer contacts. And so we really got to, America got exposed. People got exposed. People's job security got exposed. How good or not good you were with your finances got exposed. I think 2020 really was the year of finding out what America, exposure. Perfect. Because at first I was like, oh, it's going to be over shortly. Shoot, debit card. And I was like, wait, hold up. Wait a minute.
Girl, I think that's how we all felt, though.
That's all I could say. I don't even know what to say. I'm waiting on, I think maybe I don't know, 20, but think about it. Maybe a lot of people would not have known some of their coworkers were racist until 2020 happened or whatever.
That is true.
You know, and as far as the I support police blue light and the Black Lives Matter flag, how about them people live next door to each other? I bet it's real interesting going out to their cars.
Going to the mailbox.
Yeah. Right. But the thing is, I don't know if the people with the Black Lives Matter flag, I don't know if they know what the blue light means.
Maybe not.
You know,
hopefully they're listening.
Or at least go to Google, because you got, look, shoot.
Oh, and let me correct that. That song was by Bonnie Tyler. Bonnie Tyler is Holding Out for a Hero, which I think even more adequately explains where we are right now, holding out for a hero.
I don't even know. At this point, I'm just going to find out if it's, at this point, I probably would have voted for Kanye. And I haven't liked him since his mama passed. His mama passed, he lost his mind. But at this point, I probably would have voted for. What's the difference? What's the difference between Trump, Kanye, and Joe Biden? I think all three of them have some mental health issues and don't care about other people's opinion, because it's kind of like when you cook dinner. What's for dinner, Mom? I cook hamburgers. Anything else? Nope, hamburgers. You know,
that's it. I know. Now, how you doctor it up is up to you,
right? But either way it go, at the end of the day, it's still hamburgers.
Exactly.
That's all I could say. I don't even know. Like, we definitely gonna have to revisit this conversation in you know, with the politics, but I do advise everybody really to because whatever you listen to is gonna be biased that way. So it's kind of like what I learned by watching all them documentaries, like about why you should be a vegetarian. They're made by vegetarians. So of course they're going to make meat look like I'm serious. I was around here ready to eat grass, you know, after I watched What the Health. I'm like, oh my God, I'm killing myself just by breathing air right now.
But what else are they going to tell you that's going to support their point? They can't say, you know, but chicken is okay.
Right. So I think, like, really the only thing I could tell people to do, my advice, I would say just take the Democrat and Republican out of it. Like, if you don't, like, you have to really not just read in between the lines. You got to read the lines in between the lines outside. You got to read and look for information that's right. You got to read and find out everything.
Yes.
You know?
And one thing I would encourage people to do, and I know I've been kind of taking a break from social media, but I'm about to make my reappearance. And I want to ask some of these questions, and I know it's going to cause some controversy, but I want the truth. I want to hear some facts. But I want people, if you want to know, you know, we've talked about if a person show you who they are, trust them. Well, some of you may be like me and like, well, I really don't know who they are. They haven't showed me anything. Go back and look, like Valencia just said, you need to read between the lines. Go back and look. You can look and see how they voted on certain policies that were being implemented or presented before the courts. You know, look and see all of this, you can find this stuff on YouTube, on CNN. You can go back and dig up these files when they were speaking. But go and listen to the people that they support. So if you say you're going to vote straight Democratic, go and see what the Democrats are saying. Look at how they are voting and who they're supporting. Because if you want to see, and I strongly believe, and I encourage people to vote, and I strongly believe in our vote matter. However, you need to make sure that you are voting wisely, because if you want to get these police officers out that are doing things that are not right, that are hurting our people, then you need to look at the legislative people you are electing into those offices that select, that appoint these police chiefs, that appoint these attorney generals, that appoint these judges, that have a say so. We have a say so in putting people in place. But if you don't do the work, you don't read the fine print, you don't read in between the lines, like Valencia said, the lines in between the lines on the side of the page, the very tiny print that you think they don't want you to see, and the hashtags. Read it all. Research these candidates and make a wise choice that you can live with. And I would say, if I had to make a closing statement, I would say, because I've seen this as of recently, do not bash other people for what they support or who they support.
Yep.
Because I hate, especially with Black people, I saw where Black people were bashing other Black people. Like, how are you going to vote for this person? Or how we can't just go in and vote straight Democrat and straight Republican. You need to look at those candidates, because while you may be a Democrat, there may be a Republican that you want to vote for in the Senate in your state, because they hold true to your values. So that means you can't just vote straight Democrat. You got to vote for each individual elected official based on what your needs are and the needs you see for your community.
Hashtag A to the men. I don't even know what to say. I'm voting for the aliens. Aliens 2020.
Yes.
I'll even
We're going to write them in. We'll just write them in.
But I mean, people have to be honest with, like you said, what they want, what they expect. Don't just vote all Republican. Don't just vote all Democrat or whatever. Make sure y'all better stop going. I mean, like, this ain't Tinder.
No.
You don't just pick what looks good.
Exactly.
I don't know how Tinder works. This is my disclaimer. I'm not promoting Tinder. I've just heard about Tinder. And I'm going to leave it at that. Queen Lyvonne, do you want to drop your info for if anybody in the audience would like to reach out and talk politics with you or see what you got going on when you do get back on social media?
Yes, anybody wants to reach out and share some insight to help me make an informed decision, you can find me on social media at Lyvonne Copeland on all media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Lyvonne Copeland. That's it. And you can inbox me on through my website at www.lyvonnecopeland.com also. Very easy to find.
Shakalaka. And if you get any feedback, any, I definitely would like to see what people are saying about politics in private, because sometimes people won't post it publicly, but they'll inbox you stuff in private. That's all I have to say. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening, Queen Lyvonne.
I do want to say my just my disclaimer, because if anyone listen, don't come for me. Don't come for me. I'm telling you, don't come for me. And I do want to say, yes, I am a proud member of Alpha Kappa Alpha, and these views are my views, and they are not the views that are reflected by Alpha Kappa Alpha. We are individual alpha women, and I have my own mind and my own decision. So if you come for me, just make sure you come correct.
And my disclaimer, I'm an Aquarius. Period. With the T.
From Louisiana.
From Louisiana.
Yes.
Y'all hear the gumbo? Don't make me do some work. Some of y'all may or may not know what that means. I'm from Louisiana. I know that work. You better believe I know that work. I catch your fingernail and you wonder why you don't feel good. Anyway, if you would like to add your 2 cents, y'all know how to reach us. You can also do so at defineyouradio.com. Until next time, have conversations that make you think, feel, and do something that makes a difference.
You have been listening to Define You Radio After Dark Conversations. If you learned something, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with your friends, family, and foes. Make sure you go over to defineyouradio.com and subscribe for our monthly giveaways and more.